Hey everyone, this is Mike here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about 5 mistakes that I made when I first started selling on eBay. Now I started selling on eBay pretty much since like day one back, gosh, 90s. I mean, it was crazy, but that was the Wild West, and since then, they've changed things. They've got limitations. They've got a lot of it's a different eBay than when it was in the beginning, but a lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about here, it really applies to the modern day eBay, and I want to talk about them in a way so maybe it would help somebody like you that's maybe new, or somebody maybe that's just started selling on eBay, to maybe look at these mistakes that I've made, that maybe you can look at them and say, hey, I'm making these same mistakes, and maybe it can help improve your eBay business. But first one was poor buying choices. I mean, I used to go to thrift stores and garage sales. I used to buy anything. I'd look at something and say, hey, this looks like a pretty good deal. The phone's going off, and I'd say, hey, this is a great deal, and I really wouldn't investigate, and say, hey, what does this thing really go for? Back then there was no phones, right? So you had to use your, you had to kind of gamble a little bit. But nowadays, you can look and search things up on your phone before you even buy it. But back then, I was making really bad, poor choices in the buys I was doing, and I started really getting stuff that it wouldn't sell on eBay. So I had to move it into my flea market booth, or do something with it, get rid of it at a garage sale, or donate it back. But and same with clothing too. I was buying a lot of clothing that had holes in it. I wasn't examining the clothing. I wasn't looking at it in fine detail. Now, I'm not saying you have to sit there with a fine tooth comb and look through every little thing on the shirt, but just do a quick once over. When you pull it off the rack, grab it, look at it, okay, and then before you actually take it to the register, when you're taking it off the hanger, hopefully you're taking it off the hanger. Don't let the store employees do that. Take off the hanger and flip it around and see. I catch a lot of mistakes that I didn't catch before when I was on the rack, when I actually get to the register and I'm taking it off. So that's one of the biggest things that was my biggest mistake, was just the poor choice in buying. Another one was I didn't offer international shipping for the longest time. I was afraid of it. I was like, I don't know if I want to ship something to Italy or China or wherever it was going. And when I finally stepped into it and said, all right, let's look at this. And I got used to it and said, hey, there's a whole other market out there. It's all these international buyers. And once I did that, the floodgates opened up on, my sales increased 20 to 30%. And since that day, I've been just doing international sales, and I love it, right? Because there's a lot of items that you get that are here in the States that these other countries and these other buyers can't get. Or they're like, hey, I want something from the United States. I want that vintage concert shirt. Or, I want a Dallas Cowboys hat, or whatever it may be. So definitely offer international shipping. My third mistake was really, it was not measuring and weighing my items. Okay, now if you're selling clothing and you've been doing it for a while, you can understand, hey, this is under 13 ounces, and it always goes first class, right? But if you start dealing with other items like heavy coats, or even jeans, or knickknacks, stuff like that, always measure these and weigh these, so you can put that in the, when you're doing your listing on eBay, you can actually put, hey, this thing weighs 2.4 pounds, okay? And it's 12 by 8 by 9, or 12 by 8 by 5, or whatever it is. That way you're prepared. So there's no surprise when it comes to the shipping, right? Especially if you're using calculated, or if you're offering free shipping. That's a huge, I mean, you can lose, you could sit there and sell an $80 item and go, yeah, I just crushed it. And next thing you know, it's heavy, and you didn't prepare for a $35 fee in terms for shipping to get it from California to Florida, right? So that was a mistake that I learned early on, and I was like, hey, I really need to pay attention to what I am listing here, because you will get people that will buy something from you that is, even if whether it's international or it's across the United States here. So always understand before you hit that list, complete the listing, understand that you have the price points there, you understand the shipping, the measurements, the weight. Number 4 is not shipping in a timely manner. I used to sit there when I was getting sales, and sometimes I'd get lazy and go, okay, I'll ship it, in a couple days. And, it got to a point where I was like, what, why not just get this out the same day or the next day? And it took me a while, because I started getting knocked with feedback. I would sit there, and 2-3 days would go by, and okay, let's get the stuff out the door. Let's package up. Let's spend the next 3 hours packaging. Now, I said the heck with that, and now I just pretty much go out there, and when I get orders, they're going out within 24 hours, right? A lot of times I get orders throughout the day, and it's like, boom, all right, I'm ready, packaging up, or I got my helpers packaging up, and I'm just like, hey, get this order out here too. So when I did that, and I stepped my game up to say, hey, I'm going to commit to my customers and get these items out the door super quick, I noticed a huge difference in my feedback. I mean, people were loving it. People, a lot of times my feedback will say, it got here quick. It got here fast. It got here in 2 days. Got here faster than what is expected. And back then, there wasn't no expectations like there is now with eBay when a buyer looks at an item and they purchase it and they'll say, hey, now it should arrive in 5 to 6 days. Back then, it was like, it was guesstimated, right? I mean, I remember buying from sellers on eBay, and sometimes it would take 21, 30 days. It was ridiculous. So that was a mistake that I learned early on. And hopefully, you know, if you're listening to me now and you're selling on eBay, you know, make sure you get these items out quick, right? The next one is one of the most important ones, and it's not taking it seriously. Okay, now I was doing well with eBay when I first started and doing this full time, where I was like, okay, I'm making money, but it got to the point where I was like, hey, this is easy, right? And I could just chill back, sit, mess around, do whatever. And I started seeing sales dip, right? And you know, I was like, oh, okay, it's just a slow month. Well, you know what? I started to think, hey, after 5 months of this, and the numbers were dropping, and I wasn't listing enough, I needed to really take it seriously, because you know, if you're full-time and if you got a family, you've got bills to pay every month. They don't go away. And for me, it's when I finally said, you know what, I need to take this seriously. I need to make this a business. It's make it or break it. It's me doing this. It's me against the world, like Tupac says, right? And when I finally put my foot down and said, the heck with this. I'm not going to be lazy. I'm not going to put this off for another day or two or another week. I'm not going to let these items pile up. And when I took my business, my eBay business, seriously, I succeeded. It's that easy, right? But it was just me saying to myself, hey, you know what? You have to become a worker. You have to go out there and do this. Yeah, you can be, you know, I used to think like this. Oh my gosh, I made 10 grand this month. Oh, you know, I'm the boss, I'm the king. Look at this, it's awesome, right? And I had all this money and stuff like that where I'm like, whatever, eBay can just do whatever. No, you know, you start to do that and then your numbers start dipping and you won't even see it because you'll be so into the mood and the mode and just like, you know, I mean, especially when you're younger and you're like, hey, we're going to go to the bar, or, you know, let's go out for this whole weekend, you know, and you just don't overlook your eBay and you just ignore it, right? But yeah, that was my biggest thing, was just not taking it seriously and really giving it my all. Until I did that, that's when the floodgates opened, and it was an amazing experience. And you know, but you know, guys, I just want to make this video here today, and I was a little bit lengthy here, but just giving you my 5 real mistakes that I've made with my eBay business, and hopefully there's something you can learn out of this that maybe can motivate you, or say, hey, yeah, this works, I need to change this, yeah, I need to really step up my game and do this, and get you to start making more money, because that's, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about, is making money, putting food on the table, you know, and becoming a true entrepreneur, a small business owner, and being proud of what you're doing. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button. It would tell me, hey, I like these videos, and you know, want to see more of this type of stuff. If you want to check me out, you could follow me on Facebook. I also got a Twitter, links down here. There's a bunch of links, craziness going on there. Also follow me, where else can you follow me? You can follow me on Sue. I'm on Sue. But you can also visit my website, which is pick4profit.com. And I always put out stuff over there. There's a lot of blog posts, a lot of cool details over there. There's also a training program. There's coaching, all different types of stuff. So, hey guys, till next time, I'm out of here. Peace.